Yes, good evening folks. Welcome back to Celtic Fans TV. It is starting 11 prediction time for Saturday's derby at Celtic Park. The nerves are building as the days go by this week, as they always do in the lead up to this fixture. This is going to be the real acid test for us domestically so far. These games are going to be huge in determining whether we can achieve the goal that we all want at the end of this season. There's no doubt that we're going to have to play better in terms of level of performance than we have done in a lot of the domestic games so far, particularly the last league game up at St Johnstone. But we know we've got big game players in the team, and we need them to stand up and perform on Saturday for us. Before we get started with the team tonight, I have to tell you about our sponsors, OneFootball. The OneFootball app has everything you could ever need in a football app. You've got lineup notifications, goal alerts, scores from any league in the world. You name a football league and it'll be on the OneFootball app. All the latest league tables, news as well. You can get all the stats in the Scottish Premiership, top goal scorers, top assist makers, yellow and red cards. You can find it all on there. And as I say, all the Celtic related news, you can find it out first on there. I think they were actually one of the first places to break the news that Odsonne Edouard's positive COVID test when he was away with France. So they've got their finger on the pulse in terms of all the Celtic related news as well. You can download the app by clicking the link in the description of this video. Get involved, help support the channel and let me know what you think of it as well. So to the team, Neil Lennon's got a huge selection headache on Saturday. 4 players affected by COVID-19 over the international break, 3 positive tests in Edouard, El Ahmed and Beaton, and obviously Ryan Christie having to self-isolate due to Stuart Armstrong's positive test, as we discussed yesterday in the preview show with Declan at Celtic Park. Huge problems even in terms of injuries. Jullien's just back, hasn't played for a month. James Forrest's out long term, Ayeti's just back. So there's a lot of problems for Neil Lennon in terms of picking the team, but we have got a strong squad. We've strengthened it in the summer, and it's time for everyone to take the opportunity if they come in for any of these players that are out, and grab it with both hands. Rangers are currently sitting top of the Scottish Premiership. We of course are right on their tails. We have that game in hand. They've dropped points on 2 occasions this season. They started the season well defensively obviously, but I think you've seen in the game at Hibs that they can be gotten at defensively, and I expect us to put them under pressure and try and get a really good start. We need to get a foothold in the game and set the tempo early doors, impose ourselves on them, play the game in their half, and as I say, just take control early. That's so important in these games. You think about the last 2 derbies, I don't think we've done that, and we can't get away with that on Saturday again. So in terms of the team, I'm going to do it a bit differently tonight. I'm going to go with the 6 or 7 players who I think are absolutely nailed on to start. I think there's a few areas of the team, maybe 3 or 4, that are totally unknown. We don't know who's fit, we don't know if people are going to get debuts, we don't know who's going to play. So we'll start in goals. Barkas will play in there. He's been away with Greece, but he will obviously be in there as the number 1. In defence, the positions that are absolutely nailed down are Shane Duffy and Christopher Aya. We'll go Frimpong, right wing back. In midfield, Scott Brown alongside Callum McGregor. I think Ryan Christie being out means Olivier Ntcham will come into that midfield 3. We talked about it in the previous show yesterday. I think Ntcham at times has went through the motions in games so far this season. We know he's got all the ability in the world. A lot of fans have been crying out for him to start week in and week out, but I think he started some games and not grabbed his opportunity with both hands, given the ability that he's got. And so if he plays in there on Saturday, I want him to take control of the game. I want to see a performance like a couple of seasons ago, that first derby at Celtic Park, where he scored the winning goal in a 1-0 victory and he was absolutely superb. That's the kind of performance I want to see from him. I think the other 4 places in the team, at right centre half, at left wing back, and the 2 attacking forward striker positions, are the ones that are totally unknown. I'm going to go with Christopher Jullien at right centre back. That's no surprise. Beaton's out, El Ahmed's out, both tested positive. Jullien hasn't played for a month, so he's going to have to get up to speed really quickly. I know he's been fit and he's been on the bench recently before the international break, so hopefully he's been working on his conditioning. I know there was a bounce game during the international break as well. I don't know if he was involved in that, but I hope his conditioning is up to speed, because he's going to have to be in tune to the speed of the game for the word go on Saturday. But he'll definitely come in and complete that back 3. I think on the left hand side, left wing back, I think we're going to see a debut for Diego Laxalt. I think Greg Taylor is going to drop to the bench, and the reason I think he'll drop to the bench is because Laxalt is going to give us a different dimension going forward, and I think that's how we have to think about this game. We have to give Rangers problems going forward. As I say, start the game well, control it, get on the front foot, and I think Laxalt is an unknown quantity for Rangers. They know what to expect for Greg Taylor. They've faced him before for Kilmarnock and for Celtic. And I think as an attacking outlet, he's not as dynamic as Laxalt. Okay, you say about Laxalt's fitness, I think at 26, 27-year-old, Neil Lennon says he's happy with the condition he's in and he's available for these games. He's played at a decent level in World Cups, in the Serie A. I think get him in, see what he's got. These are the kind of games he should want to play in, and these are the kind of games we should want him to play in. Get him in there. I want to see him. I think Neil Lennon will go with him. It might be a bit of a curveball for Rangers, and we know Neil Lennon likes to throw one of them in now and again, so I'm going Laxalt at left wing back. The two forward positions, I think, obviously everybody would love to see Edouard start. We don't know where it's at. I'm making this video 2 days before the game. I think a lot of things are still unknown in terms of the condition, when he's going to come back to Glasgow. Is he going to be involved in any build-up, any preparation? Is he going to be able to do that? We don't know. So I think Edouard might start the game on the bench. His involvement in the game is going to be impacted in some way by the positive test he's had in the last 2 weeks. I think if he starts, which I think is unlikely, if he does start, we'll only see him for maybe 60, 65 minutes. And if he doesn't start, then he's going to be involved off the bench at some stage, I would expect. I think Mohamed El Younousi is going to keep his place, playing just behind the main striker. We need to see a big performance from El Younousi. And this, I know he started the cup final, he was unfit, he came back well too soon, and it set him back in terms of his injury. But he's a big player for us, and he needs to find a good level of performance in this game and really impact it. I want to see a good performance for El Younousi. I know that role is maybe not the best for him. In recent weeks we've seen him kind of struggle with it. I think games have passed him by a little bit in that position, but as I say, he's got to take this game by the scruff of the neck and really go and impose himself and cause problems for that Rangers defence. Alongside him, I'm going to go with a start for Albian Ajeti. He did come off against Hibs with that hamstring tweak. He's been resting for a couple of weeks now. I think he's been working on his fitness. I also think he's going to have a fitness test tomorrow. So again, like I say, everything's up in the air. I don't know if it'll be Ajeti or Edouard or Klimala or Griffiths. I would like to see Griffiths at some stage in the game. Definitely is an impact player off the bench. He's a goal getter. He's seen it at St Johnstone. He provides a real threat. And I think if he doesn't start later in the game, Griffiths can be a real asset off the bench for us. So I think it'll be Mohamed El Younousi alongside Albian Ajeti, and with Edouard hopefully on the bench, Griffiths on the bench, Klimala there as well. We've got plenty of attacking options on the bench to change the game when we get into that last 15-20 minutes. That's the team I've went with. Like the video, comment your own thoughts below. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We're hoping to get over 25,000 this weekend. We're so close now. And don't forget to join us for all the usual post-match content here from the home of Full-Time Reaction. We will be live after the game at 2:30 on Saturday. So please don't miss it. Mono Hoops.